Hi, welcome to this video. This is the second part to the video I've shared yesterday about is it possible to get enlightened in this lifetime? So this question came as a follow-up in the conversation in messages between me and the questioner. And it's actually evident that in my response in the question to him at the time, there was different language used than I actually used in that video yesterday. And I only just clocked that as I came on to share this, but the fundamental message is the same. I'll just share a little bit here at the start about how his question came about. So the question that we're looking at today is, but how do I believe that there is any other reality than the world I see? So when I'd initially responded in messages and I'd shared a couple of blog posts, I talked about the awakening being the recognition of the fundamental nature of reality. So rather than talking about the essential nature of who we are, I talked about the fundamental nature of reality. Now, in fact, that's the same thing. It's just using slightly different language. And so hence this question, how do I believe there is any other reality than the world I see? And it really points to me, to the fact that we can very easily get into imagination with this exploration. So look how there's kind of this question sort of conjures up for me this idea that almost like there's a parallel universe somewhere, or there's some kind of I guess with the thought that this is an illusion, or there's some kind of real reality somewhere else, that this is a fake one, and somewhere else there is a real reality where different things are happening, or I don't know, it's perceived differently, or I just have, it just brings up this sense of lots of imagination, imagining fanciful, otherworldly, almost like alien, or just all that, like, which is cool. Like, isn't it great how we can imagine all sorts of different things? But that's not what we're talking about here. So when I'm talking about your fundamental nature, the fundamental nature of reality, your essential nature, all of those phrases are pointing to the same thing, which is the fact that, and as I mentioned in the last video, in fact, the fact that all we have ever known for sure about any experience is the fact that we are aware. Everything else is coming and going and changing. Everything else has multiple perspectives from multiple different people. Even can have multiple perspectives here from this one perspective. One day I think that's a great idea, the next day I think it's terrible, even though nothing's changed. All of this content of life is always ever changing. And the reality, the fundamental reality, the fundamental nature of reality is awareness. And it's that simple. It's so simple, in fact, that the mind glosses over it, skims over it, jumps over it, distracts from it, finds other ways of talking about it or avoiding it, but it really is that simple. That the fundamental nature of ourself, and which when we look at that nature we find is undivided, which therefore suggests it's as an indivisible, it's not separate, it's not separatable, and therefore it's the fundamental reality of all of this. So we're not going anywhere to find some other fancy reality. It's all of this right here. It's just that we're bringing into full high definition visibility the fact that all of this and all of Helen's experience, all of your experience, has only ever been known through the fact of awareness, as the fact of awareness. And that's right here. You know, look now at Where is awareness? It's here now. It's always been here now. We don't have to go searching across mountains and hilltops. We don't have to travel the world. We don't have to go to ashrams. We can if we want to. Like we're totally within our liberty to do that. But it's all still known by awareness. Wherever we go, wherever we travel, whatever we do, that fact of awareness here now is all there is that's permanent, reliable, known within that experience. All that's known for sure in each one of those experiences is the fact that I am aware. And so, yeah, so let's just close off with that bit then. So we don't need to be, we're not finding a reality other than this world we see. This world we see is the fundamental reality of all things, appearing as all things, appearing as this world. And I think perhaps the word reality can be tricky. So all it's doing is pointing to the fact of what's real and permanent and unchanging, and that is the only thing we've ever found that meets those criteria is awareness. So yeah, so that's the reality that we're talking about when we're talking about the fundamental nature of reality, when we're talking about the essential nature of reality, when we're talking about reality. Really, if we could talk about what's real, what's known for sure, it's awareness. And so then that kind of brings us to addressing the first part of the question, which was, how do I believe that? And that's where absolutely there's oh, no, this is not about belief. We are not going into a world of believing anything. Because look at that question I asked before. Where is awareness? It's here now. If I was to ask you, are you aware? Your response has to be yes. You're not believing that. You're not creating that. You're not wishing or hoping that. There's no belief required. It's here now already. It is this. And so then that first part of the question falls away. If it hasn't fallen away, then there's just more to see. Because this is known already. This isn't somewhere or something to get to. It's not another reality to find somewhere else. It's the closest in, most essential, most fundamental, most intimate aspect of our experience. And for that reason, it gets overlooked. But that simple recognition that I am aware, here, now, always, that really is the crux of awakening. Nowhere fancy or fanciful to get to, no alternative realities to discover, no parallel universes. Well, there might be, who knows, but it's not, that's not awakening. That's not awakening. That's another part of the content. So when we're recognizing our fundamental reality, it's here now already. So I'll leave that one here for today, and I'll be back with the next video where we'll look a bit at kind of around the motivation into this exploration and why you may or may not be interested in it. So much love and speak soon. Take care.